Star Wars loves desert planets. From Tatooine to Geonosis to Jakku, every trilogy and many of the stories in between have given us a significant new, dry, lifeless world. So today we're going to quickly run through every single one of them in canon. For some of these I just had to use my own judgment, but I tried to follow the definition of a desert, which is just any area of land or water that supports very little life. Starting with the canon, let's get the major ones out of the way. Tatooine was part of a binary sun system originally inhabited by Jawas and Tusken Raiders. Outside populations began moving in to mine for valuable resources the planet had to offer and built cities like Mos Eisley and Mos Espa. It was ruled by the Hutts during the era of the Galactic Republic, but the Empire created an alliance with the gangsters and had a presence on Tatooine during the Galactic Civil War. Tatooine was where both Anakin and Luke Skywalker grew up. Geonosis was an outer rim planet located near Tatooine that was the site of many significant moments in galactic history. It served as the original capital of the Confederacy of Independent Systems until the Battle of Geonosis, which officially started the Clone Wars. It was also where the first Death Star began construction until it was relocated under the command of Grand Moff Tarkin. After the move, the Empire had the planet's population virtually eliminated, leaving only a handful of survivors. Jakku was located in the western reaches of the galaxy's inner rim. Originally a planet full of life, some unknown disaster turned it into a planet of lifeless badlands. It was the site of the final battle of the Galactic Civil War. The fighting left the desert surface covered in crashed cruisers and starfighters. Nearly 30 years later, it was the home of a scavenger named Rey who encountered a former First Order stormtrooper named Finn and a fugitive droid named BB-8, and together the three of them escaped the planet. Jeddah was a moon that orbited the planet Jeddah, both located in the mid-rim of the galaxy. It was a desert world stuck in a perpetual winter. It was known to be an early and important location for the Jedi Order since it was rich in kyber crystals, a necessary component in lightsaber construction. Religious pilgrims of all faiths revered the moon and considered it a holy site. The Empire tested the Death Star on Jeddah, destroying the holy city and ripping the crust open to the moon's core. Cantonica was located in the corporate sector of the galaxy, which meant it was largely outside the jurisdiction of the New Republic. It was home to the casino city Canto Bight, which was built along the coastline of a man-made ocean called the Sea of Cantonica. Other than the casino, the planet had no places of interest. Savareen is admittedly kind of iffy to list as a desert planet, but I figured better safe than sorry. Located in the outer rim, it was covered in both oceans and vast stretches of desert. Since the land masses seem to be entirely made of sand, and technically oceans can be desert too, I'm gonna list it. Crimson Dawn was known to have operations there at some point after the Clone Wars, and it was the site of Dryden Voss's death. Selos was a dusty, remote world covered in salt plains. It was the home of the clones Rex, Wolf, and Gregor during their retirement, where they hunted for native Jupas below the planet's surface. If I include the salt plains of Selos, I feel like Crate kinda sorta belongs here too. It was also covered in lifeless salt flats, but beneath its surface could be found hidden lakes that supported life, so I don't know, it's not as deserty as the other planets, but I thought I'd at least mention it. Moraband was known as the homeworld of the ancient Sith Order. The lifeless planet was abandoned after many wars. The Valley of the Dark Lords remained there, housing the tombs of the old Sith Lords like Darth Bane. I feel like I should also mention the Wellspring of Life. Although it hid floating jungles under its surface, from space the planet did appear to be completely barren. Abathar was a flat and lifeless planet situated in the outer rim of the galaxy. During the Clone Wars, a group of droids found themselves stranded there until they came across the clone commando Gregor, who helped them escape. Florum was a more unique, sulfurous desert planet. During the Clone Wars, it was notorious as the headquarters of a pirate gang led by Hondo Ohnaka. And speaking of Hondo, his species, the Weequay, were from a desert planet called Sri Lor. Garel was covered in mountainous deserts pocked with cities. The rebel Phoenix Cell briefly called the planet home until the Empire discovered them and attacked Garel City, attempting to capture them. Ponema Terminal was located near Jakku and was the site of a crashed separatist cruiser fabled to hold a treasure valuable to Count Dooku. The Crimson Corsair and his crew discovered the treasure to be a clone trooper named Kix, who joined their crew after recovering from the shock of being kept in stasis for 50 years. Mokiv was once a planet covered in grasslands and forests during the Clone Wars, but Anakin Skywalker's attempt to destroy a cortosis mine caused an unstoppable spread of lava that destroyed the plant life. Skaradosh was the site of a minor battle between the Empire and the Rebellion where Princess Leia originally met with her enemies to give herself up in exchange for the freedom of an Imperial Alderaanian. Wikeko was located in the Colonies region of space and was the planet where Cassian Andor met and reprogrammed K2SO. Daxam 4 was the home of a warrior culture known as the Amaxines. A few years before the First Order's attack on the New Republic, the Amaxines supported their cause. Near the end of the Galactic Civil War, Urkit was the headquarters of a slaver group called Blood Dawn. A member of the Urkit species, Dyro Feldor, helped shut the slavers down. During the Cold War, the First Order investigated resistance activity on GUHL JO3870. Instead of finding enemies, the stormtrooper FN2187 discovered a troublesome purple creature that followed him back to the Finalizer. Pasher was visited by Luke Skywalker shortly after the destruction of the first Death Star. He described it as similar to Tatooine in terms of terrain. Absans was a lesser-known planet that was home to a factory for Sienar fleet systems. Ammon 4 was a hot and barren place that became the home of a former Black Sun hitman named Jarrett. Kamson was the site of a small skirmish between the Lothal rebels and Imperial Commander Earl. Matau was located near Bespin and Hoth. Originally ruled by the Hutts, by the time of the Galactic Civil War, it was largely abandoned but for a small Imperial presence. Un was the site of a Zygerian slaving operation 5 years before the Battle of Yavin. Since it was located near Lothal, it became an easy target for the Lothal rebels who freed many slaves. Thrad was a dry, mountainous planet represented by a rebel-sympathetic senator named Nadia Tural in the Imperial Senate. Xizar was the mountainous home of the Varluk organization. At times, it would literally rain sand there. An as-of-yet unnamed desert planet was the site of a battle between the Resistance and Agent Terex's squadron of ugly starfighters, and another unnamed planet was the home of former Jedi Master Eth Koth during his days of hiding. Technically, Aduba 3, Aluin, Ambria, Aridus, Askaj, Bis, Denagra, Dinzo, Hawk, Callist 6, Kurdo 3, Klaatuine, Molavar, Nazoth, Namchorios, Ord Cestus, Ramamul, Savarkos, and Vajun are also canon desert planets. However, most of them have only been mentioned in passing in the Force Awakens beginner game or reference books, so very little information is actually known about them. I was originally going to cover all the Legends planets in this video as well, but there are 77 more over there, so I'm gonna save that for another time. And that's it for today. If you like this comprehensive style video, you can watch this playlist of more. And if you have ideas for topics like this you want to see me cover, let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.